Hello, I'm here. Hello, Maddie's wildest dreams. I'm here. I'm here. We are live. How y'all doing tonight? There's two of you. Two whole people. Nope, only one whole person. Four whole people. There we go. There we go. I don't know if that little person counter thing up there is like delayed or what. Hey, Laurel. Good evening, everybody. So tonight is actually a really big night. If we can get a decent turnout here tonight, and I can keep everybody around for a little while, I can actually reach my limits or my threshold for monetization again. I was monetized a long time ago, and of course, I took that year away and came back, and I was no longer monetized because I had not enough watch hours over the previous 365 days when I came back. So I've really had to work to building up my watch hours. I've had a lot of people helping me out a lot by just letting my stuff play in the background while they went about their daily tasks, stuff like that. A lot of you really helped out with the Firefly tray video, which, wow, just completely overperformed on that one. I don't know how that one hit the algorithm the way it did, but it took off and it's still going. I'm still getting 50 views a day on that one, or 50 views every 48 hours on that one. So that one's really helped out a lot. So yeah, if I can get a bunch of you in here tonight, more than four, but if we can get a bunch in here tonight and get everybody to watch for at least a full time, then yeah, it'd be nice. Hey, Dreamer. And then I will be back to being able to make money off my YouTube channel. It won't be much. I mean, I never really made much off the channel, but I was only monetized for about a year and a half before I took my break. So, I never really got a chance to really build it up like I should have. And if I hadn't taken that break, I probably would be at double the amount of subs that I have right now, and I'd be rolling a lot better than what I was. So, oh, I was talking about my Firefly video, Dreamer. You kind of missed the whole beginning of that conversation there. I was saying if I can get a good turnout in here tonight, like more than 10 or 12 at once, and I can get everybody to like stick around for a little while, I can reach my threshold for being remonetized. I only need about 52 more watch hours. Well, no, not 52. 48, I think, more watch hours, which is what I was getting off of Alive with about 20 viewers that stayed for any length of time. I was usually averaging somewhere in the range of about 45 to 49 watch hours with that. So if I can get that number back up tonight, I can have my watch hours by the time this live is over and I can reapply for monetization. But I was talking about my Firefly video, how, that one really just took off. And I don't understand why. It just took off. It just out of nowhere. And it's still performing. It's just amazing. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still working on this Temu one. No, Hank. I don't have room for you over here tonight, buddy. No. The one that says game changing new diamond painting tray, I think. It's my one that I put up when I unboxed my Firefly. I think I put it up back in March, and it's already had 8,800 views. My second most watched video was only like 3,800 views, I think. And that was one that I uploaded in 2019. Um, and it took from 2019 till now to get to 3,800 views. And this one, and since March, has hit 8,800 already, and is still getting, basically averaging somewhere around 1 point whatever per hour views, because I'm getting about 50 views every 48 hours. So it's about every hour of the day somebody's watching that video. That's really blows my mind. I mean, I've watched it slowly decline off. It started out like the first day, it got tons and tons and tons. And then it kind of dwindled down to where I was only getting, like 70, 80 per day. But it's just been a slow tail off on it. Like, I don't know, that video is really, really done well. Now, only I could figure out the formula to make every video perform that well. Yeah, that's what I was figuring, Maddie. I guess you're Maddie. I'm going to call you Maddie because Maddie's wildest dreams. I'm going to call you Maddie. So I've been looking at my analytics on that one, and yeah, I've gotten 128 subscribers that subscribed while watching that video. So it doesn't really surprise me that was the first one you saw of mine. It seems to be an awful lot of people. But yeah, I'm actually kind of happy. I'm getting back to where I can monetize again, and even though I never really made much when I was monetized, I mean, maybe an extra $100 a month most of the time, but that's an extra $100 a month I don't have. So it helps, and it's only up. It's only the only way to go is up from there. So, well, I mean, I could go down to nothing again, but I don't think I ever would. Oh, so I've still got my beginner's video in the works. Um, that's still coming one day. Uh, I still have rocks tumbling in there on stage 4 that I need to upload for my Patreon that I have not taken out of it. They've been tumbling on stage 4 now for like 3 weeks. So it may be time to like go in and take those out. I may have to rerun them again through everything because they've been in there from stage 4 for so long. Yeah, I just haven't had time. I've been too busy working, but I've been doing good at work. That's the best thing. Um, as of the 21st, I will now be the most senior technician in our office. I just started in February. February 1st was my first day at this company. And on the 21st, I will be the most senior technician in the office. They're all leaving. Everybody's leaving. I mean, there's only one other person. Well, after the 21st, there will only be one other person at the office that was there when I started. And she almost quit the other day. She almost walked. She just went, for whatever reason, they brought her back. And I think it's just because they're hurting for girls up front in the office that they let her come back. But she just took 2 days without warning or anything, or letting anybody know why, and just didn't come in. and they still kept her here. But I think that's because they need people so bad they just couldn't afford to get rid of her. Hi, Hank. No, 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 no. I cannot have you up here doing that. He likes to get up here and start scratching and everything else, and then he lays on the button on my mouse and starts clicking things, and I don't want him to click things. But yeah, all the other techs are quitting. We've had a bunch of them quit. Mostly it's due to our company used to be run by its own company. It used to be its own company. It was a private mom and pop company, only had a couple of offices, one here and one in Birmingham. And they did things a little, more like you would expect a mom and pop company to do. Um, and then Arrow, which is the parent company of Stark, which I work for Stark, but ultimately I work for Arrow Exterminators. They're the world's, the country's sixth largest, fastest growing uh, exterminator in the country. And they took over and bought out the old company that what my company used to be. And Arrow does things a bit differently than what a mom and pop would do. Where a mom and pop includes everything under one umbrella of pest control, Arrow has different services for each thing. Like, regular pest control just means I go out, I spray the inside, I spray the outside, I walk out and I leave. Or I go inspect the inside, spray the outside, and then I leave. Collect my $85 and I go on to the next house. We don't do rodent control. We don't do bed bug control. We don't do mosquito control. We don't do mice. Nothing like that is included under the regular pest control umbrella. It's all separate services that you charge the customer for. And that was supposed to have happened several years ago when Arrow took over our company, but the old boss was still doing things the old way. So he hired me, and that was actually his last action as a manager, was to hire me. My first day on the job was his first day of forced retirement. They gave me the option, retire or we're going to fire you. And so he took retirement. And so, yeah, I never got to work under him, and I never got to work under anything the old way. But all the guys that worked under the old way of doing things are used to doing it that way. And now they have to completely change everything that they've ever done to do it a new way. And they don't like it, so they're all leaving. And of course, same thing happened with the girls that worked up front. The old manager used to give them basically overall control of everything. He delegated all of his authority to them. So what the girls in the front said is what went. And the new boss came in. When they got rid of him and fired, when they made the old guy retire, they sent this new guy in, and this new guy that I work under now, he does things by the book, the Arrow way. And he is taking that control back from those girls up front. Up front now, they are pretty much nothing more than receptionists. That we got like 4 receptionists that take calls, field calls, call people to collect and that kind of thing, keep track of the filing. That's their job. They have no authority over the guys out in the field. They can't tell me what to do. And the ones that have been there for so long didn't like having that taken away. So they just got up and left and walked out one day. So yeah, that's why I will now be the most senior tech in the office. Which kind of makes me feel kind of weird after only being there, 6 months? However, I must be doing things the right way, because on Friday we had our meeting on Friday morning, and basically all it was everything he did was like, be more like Dave. I'm like, really? Seriously? Like 2 months ago you were writing me up because I was doing everything wrong. Now you're telling everybody to be more like Dave. Everybody else in the office is going to have to really work their butts off to finish their route out this month. Most of them need 9 or more stops a day for the rest of the month in order to finish their route out. Dave's sitting there needing 6.2 stops every day for the rest of the month. And seeing as I normally schedule myself 8 to 10 stops a day, I'm going to have a few days at the end of the month where I can just kind of cruise on home to the end of the month and not do anything or not have anything that I have to do unless they assign me new stuff. Which kind of sucks in its own because I get paid commission, so if I don't do anything, I don't get paid anything. Oh, it's not my work they've had a problem with, Dreamer. My work is fine. They've told me all along you are a great worker and you're great with the customers. The customers all give feedback that they love you. And that's not the problem. The problem is my ADD gets in the way of a lot of things, especially when I have many things to keep track of at one time in my head and try to keep that all organized in my head all at one time to remember. Something's going to get forgotten. It's just I can't keep track of that. I can't juggle 50 balls at once. I'm lucky if I can juggle 2 balls at once without missing anything. And this particular type of job requires you to be able to juggle 50 balls at once. And at any given moment, you've got 6 of them in the air at one time. So it's not the kind of thing that I'm good at doing, is that kind of stuff. And things get forgotten or things get left out or things get missed, or like one month I had 56 unserviced accounts because I couldn't figure out the scheduling for my life, and I could not. It overwhelmed me to the point where I just kind of pushed it aside and said, "To hell with it. The girls will end up scheduling me anyway, so I'm just going to let them do it." And then he told them not to, and it left me having to do it on my own, and I couldn't figure it out, and I ended up with 56 unscheduled, unserviced accounts that month, which was about half of my route. Did not get done that month. Well, they're a very strict company, Dreamer, but they have to be. They have to be strict. There are so many state and federal guidelines that govern this job and govern this type of work that if they're not strict, the government, the Department of Agriculture, is what oversees pest control in the U.S. The Department of Agriculture can send an agent into us at any minute and audit all of our books, audit all of our files, audit all of our records. They can look through every single piece of paper in there and see what every single tech sprayed, how much they sprayed, in what room, and on what part of that room they sprayed it. And they have to be able to do so. And if they see anything in there that looks like it's kind of fishy, like, oh, he used way too much liquid in that house, they can fine us for it up to $5,000 per offense. And same thing goes out in the field. There's so many things I have to keep in mind when I'm out in the field. My toolbox has to be locked. My truck has to be locked. I can't have any chemicals in the cab of the truck. They all have to be in the toolbox. I can't leave any chemicals sitting out while I'm working. I have to use it and put it back in the locked toolbox again. All of these things I have to keep track of in my head at one time, because if not, Department of Agriculture agent could see me out spraying a house, decide to pull up at any moment and want to inspect my vehicle and go through everything. And if he finds anything, it's $5,000 fine on me per offense. That's not a company fine. That's a fine that goes to me. That's nuts. They can even take a sample of the product that I'm spraying and do a test on it and see if I actually have the correct mixture, the correct concentration of chemical for what I'm doing. And if I don't, that's a $5,000 fine. Actually, I think that's a $10,000 fine. Yeah, you have to be strict. I get it, but there's just things that they do as a company policy that I don't understand and I don't really agree with. But just because I don't understand or agree with it doesn't mean I don't have to do it. It just means that I don't understand why or agree with it. That's why. Like I'm doing good at scheduling now. Obviously, like I said, I've only got to do 6 a day to get through the rest of this month, and I automatically I'm going to do more than that because they require us to have 8 a day scheduled every day. So, but I'm doing good at the scheduling part. The thing is I come home at night, I schedule for tomorrow, and then I'll work tomorrow, and I'll come home and schedule for the next day. So I'm only really scheduling for the next day. They want me to schedule 3 days in advance and stay scheduled 3 days in advance at all times. And I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense to me. As long as I'm getting my stuff done, why does it matter how many days ahead I'm scheduled? Just so they'll be able to go in to look at it for their own security to know that, oh, well, Dave's getting his work done. Because that's what they do. He looks at my schedule every day, every afternoon when the day is over with. He looks at our schedule for the next day, and if I don't have at least 8 scheduled, he's got the supervisor on the phone with me. You only got 6 scheduled for tomorrow, right? Why does it matter? As long as I'm getting my job done. You're not paying me hourly. You're paying me commission. So, if I only do 6 today, I'm only getting paid for 6 today. But as long as I get them all done by the 30th, who cares? You're not paying me hourly anyway. So it's not like I'm wasting your time or wasting your money by sitting in the truck and waiting on my next appointment because I didn't have anybody to fill in that extra hour slot in between two appointments. Yeah, that's just the kind of things that I think differently. But see, they like to be able to look at that and go, "Oh, okay, Dave is scheduled. Dave has things scheduled, so I don't have to worry about him." They like it for their own which I don't want to say security, for their own um, reassurance that I'm getting things done, so that they'll have something to look at. I think that's the only real reason they want us to be scheduled 3 days out like that. And it's company policy, but they didn't teach us that in training. This boss is harping on it, but that's because they're on his butt too. Our office is declining in numbers and everything else. It's because of the loss of people, and he's getting his butt chewed and he's getting his job threatened over things not getting done in our office, and the sales numbers being low, the collections numbers being low, because our customers are trained to the old way of doing things. Like, oh, I just wait till they send me a bill. Well, really, we never send out a bill. We send out an account statement. If you're carrying a balance into the next month, we'll send you out an account statement. That's not a bill. Your bill is the invoice I hand you before I walk out of your house. You're supposed to pay me when I walk in, when I come out, when I leave your house. You're supposed to pay me, not wait and send a check when you get a bill. But, they don't know that because it was never enforced. And now, as a tech, I have to go out and enforce that. And it's really tough to take all of these old folks. I mean, and I say old folks, I'm talking these folks, most of my customers are, they're in their 80s. And they've been doing things a certain way for years and years and years. You ain't going to change how they do things. Especially not suddenly. No, I don't have to find my own customers, Dreamer. No. No, I get every month. I'll show you here real quick. Every month, that's what's left of my schedule for this month. Okay. You see there, every month I get that, and I can click on any one of those days, and I can go there and see there's tomorrow's schedule. That's what I have scheduled for tomorrow. If it's got a time over here, it's got a schedule. Okay. It's got a time schedule. So my job is just go through that list and organize it. But my area my route is basically everything south and west of Tuscaloosa is my area. Everything south and west of downtown Tuscaloosa is my area, including towns an hour south of town, an hour southeast of town, an hour southwest of town, an hour northwest of town. That whole area, like within an hour radius of the city of Tuscaloosa on the south and north, or the south and west sides, is my territory. And so I have all of these towns that I have to try to organize into what day am I going to this town and what day am I going to that town. Okay, so when was the last time I did this person's? I can't do them again right away at the beginning of the month because I just did them at the end of the month. I have to at least give them till the end of the month and come back to them. So I'm kind of stuck only putting these people at the end of the month. But then at that same time, I need to be in this town those days over here instead of that one. But in order to do them, I need to be in that, and it's just, my brain starts going, how do I organize this? And then I have to call all those customers on that calendar that I get every month on my app. I have to call every single one of them. And if I leave a voicemail, I've got to leave a note on the account, left a voicemail. If I do, I have to leave a note on everything. I have to remember to do that too. And just so many things to remember. But no, I don't have to find my own customers, but they do expect me to sell, which I've done good at selling. Right now, for this month, I actually am the top selling tech in the office. I had a $3,500 sale that I get basically 35% of, because I did the service and sold it. So I get 15% for selling and 20% for doing. So for doing the service. So yeah, I get that one. And then I've had a $400 mosquito sale, and I've got a $1,250. I think it's a $1,250 bed bug sale that's about to go through. And that'll all be on my check. No, I had a $595 the other day. I had a $195 one-time flea treatment and a $400 monthly mosquito agreement. And then I have that $1,250. So, I get 15% of every sale and 20% of the service when I go do it. So I get 35% of everything I sell. So there's an incentive there for me to sell. But no, the customers we have are pretty much all existing customers, and I don't really sell to any new customers per se because I don't really have contact with new customers, and I have no way of actually doing an agreement for a new customer on my phone. That's something that has to be done by the office. So normally they call in, start their service with, the girls up front do it, and they do the paperwork on their end on the computer, and then it's just assigned to me if it's in my area, and then I've just got to go do it. Which I still get 20% of the service, so 20 or 22, 25, but I can't remember how much it is. Somewhere in the 20% range for doing the service anyway, 20% something. So no, overall, it's not a horrible job. It's just more than what I'm used to doing at a job, you know? I've never worked at a field job where not only do I do the job, but I also have to schedule the job. Every other field job I've ever worked at, I show up in the morning at the office. They hand me a list of things. So here's all your stops for today. Here's everything you got to go do for the day. Get it done, and I can go get it done. I've always been good at going and getting it done. But now they just hand me a list of things and say, here it is. This is what you got to do this month. Figure it out. But I'm not really complaining about that as much because I kind of got a little system down. But now they want me to change that system again because it's not working for them. Even though it's working for me, I'm getting my job done. It's not working for them because they can't look and see that I actually have things scheduled for the next 3 days. So they don't have that assurance and that peace of mind that that I'm going to be scheduled for every day and that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Hi, Hank. Hello, Dreamer. Hey, Caden. Oh, Dreamer. Hi, Dreamer. Yeah, hi. Hi, Terry. Hey, Caden. Oh, see what I mean? My ADD just bleh. So yeah, I've got a pretty decent check coming up here on the 30th, and I should have another decent one coming up on the 15th of next month. I do have to take a trip to Tennessee if my car is still sitting there because I'm a few payments behind on my car. So I expect any day now they're going to send the tow truck out to come get it. But I really need to keep it because I need to go to Tennessee on August 6th for the weekend of August 6th. It's my granddaughter's birthday, and I really don't want to miss that. And then August, my plans are right now, August 17th is my birthday. And as it stands right now, I think I might, I'm trying to decide for a fact where I'm going to go, but I think on August 17th, I am going to head to Georgia and do a good chunk of the Georgia section of the Appalachian Trail for my birthday. My birthday's on a Thursday. I already have the days approved, Thursday and Friday off. So I'm going to take Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and go do 4 days in the woods somewhere, in the mountains, in the woods. Just me and my backpack. And get away from it all. I haven't been on a backpacking trip yet this year. Last time I went on one was October last year. And I had to get off the trail early for that one because my knee was giving me problems, and I had never had knee problems before. And I still have that same knee problem, so I'm beginning to think it's probably a little bit of arthritis starting in my knee, which I'm just going to have to tough it out and hike through it. Oh, wow. That's awesome, Dreamer. Hey, Diamond Queen 2020. So, I'm actually want to go take a look at Pam diamond paintings. I've heard some things and I want to go check them out. So I think when my next check comes in, I might go do that. And I found a couple of pens I really liked on Etsy, and I'm going to maybe pick one up. It's another pen store that I've never bought from, and he's got some really, really nice blanks that I just loved when I saw them. So I might go buy one from there, and they're relatively inexpensive for a beautiful hybrid blank, which normally you're going to pay pretty good money for those, and you know it's only in the 30 something range for one, so it's not a bad price, and they look nice. The pictures I've seen of his pens look really nice when they're done, so I'm going to go check it out. I've got another Firefly tray on the way. Well, it's ordered. um, I ordered it like the day before Matt and Emily went on vacation, so it'll probably be a little bit before it is made and ships. But uh, it's the same color as my guitar. It's a color shift, and it changes from blue to purple and then to black. So just like my guitar does, goes from blue to purple to black. Hello, Amanda's Crazy Crafty Life. I don't know what this thing over here on the side is. Like, I've been hanging out in like other live streams, and now they got this little reaction emoji thing over here on the side of the chat, and I have no idea what that's for, but it's really cool. Yes, he is. He just stays right here all the time now because he's still afraid to get on the floor. He's still playing the floor is lava thing, so I can't keep him off the desk. So this is what he spends 90% of his time doing, just sleeping right here on the desk. And then when he rolls over, he lays on my mouse, clicks something, and opens things that I didn't want him to open, or stops videos in the middle of them playing, or whatever. Temu said no to being affiliated. Why? Thank you, Megan. Hank is the best. Hank is the best. Mine are avoiding the floor because, well, we had fleas. I think I've got most of them taken care of. Hank's still scratching a bit, but I haven't really seen any walking around on him. I have seen one or two. I have seen one or two on me from time to time, but not nearly as bad as it was. But he actually got to the point where they were so bad he wouldn't get on the floor. He knew that's where they were at, and he wasn't going to stay on the floor. But I've done several treatments here, and I've given them baths, and I need to do some more treatment and some more bathing for them. Really, Hank? Not enough content on YouTube. Well, then. You've been uploading for a long time. You should have plenty of content. Oh, he's got plenty of energy. He just doesn't want to use it. Ah, yeah, the subscribers thing can do that. They want to see a well-established channel with a decent audience, so that you know doesn't do any good to pay somebody to market for you if they don't have very large audience or viewership. So I get that. Oh yeah, Dreamer. This is normal for him. He'll just lay here like this all day if I let him. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to Diamond Queen, Dreamer. She's telling me that she got turned down to be an affiliate for Temu, and I'd asked her why, and she told me. So I put out my little poll last week, since I wasn't going to go live because of the race. I put out my little poll there on the community channel. Didn't get a whole lot of answers, but I haven't checked it in a few days either. So let me go check my channel. Go to your channel. Um, Go to my community tab, and let's see how y'all responded to my little poll here. Um, I asked, I've been considering a few changes, and I figured I can let my community that watches me help me decide. That I've been noticing an increasing trend in decreasing numbers at my live streams, especially. I went from a 40 plus peak concurrent viewers before my break to around 20 to 22 after, which, after a break, I would expect people to kind of maybe not forget about me, but, you know, move on. I get that. You take a year away from YouTube, your subscribers are going to move on, and they're going to find other people to watch and that kind of thing. I get that. I'm trying to get everybody back. And it's been steadily declining now to where I'm only getting about 10 to 12 every live. Like right now, I'm looking up here and I see 12 of us, 12 people watching right now. And I'm at a loss as to why I'm only getting 10 to 12 now, where even after I came back from my break, I was getting, 20 to 22, even 25 at times. And, but do have a few theories about that and why. And I was like, so I put a poll up. 11% of the people who answered said they'd like to see a shorter stream. So we may be cutting it back from 3 hours here starting soon. May only do a couple hours every night. Start earlier, 22% said start earlier. 22% said a different day of the week. Okay. I'll have to start looking to see who goes live when. I'm really going to have to put together a list of who goes live when, so that I can try to see where I can slide in there without interfering with somebody else. Because it does me no good to switch days of the week and go live somewhere that somebody else who already has a decent following is going live, because I'm not going to pull their subs. I'm not going to pull their viewers. They're going to have their viewers. Um, so I'm not going to try to shoot myself in the foot by switching to another time that somebody else is already live. So before I can switch to a different day of the week, I would have to check and make a list of who's going live, when, and where. So that way I can try some people that would go live with me. So we will look at that. I could Diamond Queen, but then that would kind of defeat the purpose of going on earlier because she's on until like 10 o'clock on a Friday night, 10 or 11, I can't remember which, on a Friday night, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of me going earlier than 8 Central, which is 9 Eastern. So I'd be going live at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock Central, which would be almost midnight Eastern. That would kind of be shooting myself in the foot. I mean, partially, I'm sure T-Mall would shout me out and have people come over to mine, but they wouldn't stay for very long because it's so late. Now, I could do a daytime live on like a Saturday. I don't know how well that would work. I originally picked Sunday because it worked the best for me. That was it worked the best for me, and it used to be, and I know Dreamer can remember this. Pippa had actually put together a calendar or a list of every day of the week, and everybody that went live on YouTube kind of basically had a slot during the week that was their time. Now, granted, I know now there's way too many people wanting to do live streams compared to what it was in 2019, but it used to be that way. It was everybody that wanted to do live was together in a group. Basically, we were all in a Facebook group together, and everybody kind of just agreed to not go live when somebody else was unless we absolutely had no other choice, and it worked out really well. You should join Diamond Painting with Friends each month. They work on something Disney this month. They went live yesterday. Yeah, but that kind of defeats, you know, if I go live, like, okay, if somebody else is live and I join theirs, I don't get any kind of viewer, I don't get any kind of view credit. I get my name out there, which kind of does help. But otherwise, I don't get any kind of view credit or anything like that towards growing my channel in any other way other than getting my name out there because I'm not getting watch hours, anything like that. I have to be the one to initiate the live stream in order to get that stuff. Um, I will be coming up with an event soon. I've got to really plan it and get sponsors and get some things planned for, giveaways or special kits or something like that. Maybe a special deal on certain kits or whatever. Maybe even get with Tmall about an enhancement package for a special kit or something. I don't know. I've got so many ideas for an event, and I really want to put it together and make it happen. But I'm kind of new at planning those things, and I honestly don't have a whole lot of time on my hands for planning those kind of things. Um, and I definitely don't have the organizational skills for planning those kind of things. So it's going to be tough, but I'm going to try to figure it out because I want to host an event, um, music theme, basically musical theme event. Um, Diamond painting has to be a musical theme diamond painting, like music notes or sheet music or your favorite singer or there's Diamond Art Club has a couple of Yume Arts has a couple of musical theme images on DAC. Something like that. I've got some pictures that I need to do that have been in my closet since 2019. Matter of fact, more than likely, actually, one of them was late 2018. Um, More than likely, it was a Dromageddon kit, and I've still never kitted it up. So, but it's customs of a couple of pictures I took from the front row of the Metallica concert when I went in 2018. So I want to get those finished. They've been hanging in the closet now for 5 years, so it's about time I get to work on them. So yeah, I'm thinking something like that, like a music theme event, and I just need to get together with some sponsors and see about sponsoring some, you know, accessories or kits or something like that. I got so many ideas, but half the time I just have got so many irons in the fire at one time with everything I do that ideas fall by the wayside type thing because I'm busy trying to juggle everything I've got going on at one time. Hey Diane, Hank says Hank says hi, even though he doesn't even know you've said anything. But so yeah, there's my ideas, and I'll eventually make them happen. I also have ideas for videos. I just need to have the time to sit down and film the videos. I did start my beginners course videos. Um, I've got a couple of them filmed, and I'm kind of slowly but surely putting together stuff for that. Because not only am I just going to talk about diamond painting and talk about the things that beginners should know and need to know, and answering their questions that I see all the time that are like the common questions and stuff that I'm going to answer with videos and stuff. But I'm not only just going to talk about it, I'm actually going to demonstrate each thing that I discuss. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get all that recorded, edited together. It's going to be either a series that I'll put together as like a playlist, or it's going to be one big long video with chapters so that you can scroll forward to the part you want to see easily. I don't know yet how I'm going to set that up. Hank is always so comfortable. Hank is always that comfy. That's just Hank. It's just the way he is. Hey, Linda. What is this diamond painting with friends? I don't know what that is. Is this a Facebook group or I don't know what you're talking about there. Yeah, see what keeps me going. Really, Hank? He just takes over the desk. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what I'm doing. He really doesn't. He just takes over the desk. It's his desk. He just allows me to use a little corner of it here. Excuse me. Excuse me here. Let me slide you. Let me slide you. There you go. Yeah. No, you don't have to get up. Okay. That's good. Okay. Jeez. Hey, Leslie. That's a new name. See, I do get new people. Oh, Hank loves it. Yes, he does. He's spoiled. He knows he is. He knows I'm spoiled, huh? Thank you, Leslie. I kind of attached to him too. Okay. Like, okay, I'm done. Got another one around here somewhere. I don't know where she went. Where's Aria? She probably went to lay down in the bedroom or she's in the bathroom. She likes to sleep in the bathroom. I don't know why. She's weird. Aria has gotten now to where when I get up at night to go in the bathroom to get ready to go to bed, and I go in and do whatever I got to do at the sink, she jumps up and runs in there and jumps up on the counter in front of me and paces back and forth in front of the counter, meowing at me and trying to jump up. She'll put her front paws up on me and start making biscuits on me while I'm standing at the sink. And she is just the sweetest little girl. And then I go in and I go lay down and go to bed, and she comes in there and jumps up on the bed and just paces up and down the side of the bed and makes biscuits and paces some more, and then comes up and rubs her face on mine, and then makes more biscuits and paces back and forth. And she'll do that for like a half hour before I fall asleep. Yeah, this is one I got from my Temu haul, and I got it, of course, obviously for the 4th of July, and I started working on it 2 weeks ago before the 4th of July, and that's all I've gotten done on it. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to diamond paint in the last few weeks. It's just been busy with work, come home, do some scheduling, try to spend a little bit of time, just enjoying some YouTube. Usually I end up falling asleep here in my chair, and I wake up later in the evening, and I try to sit down and diamond paint, and then Hank's in the way. Hi, it's Candy. Lots of new faces in here tonight. I like this. I like lots of new faces. And not that late. I started at 8 p.m. Central, which is an hour ago. But I mean, never late as long as you're here while I'm still here. Late is only relative. I am diamond painting, Candy. It's a fun, relaxing, interesting hobby that you can become totally addicted to and spend every bit of hard-earned income you have on very quickly. I know I don't sell the community very well. But no, yeah, it actually is very, very relaxing hobby to do, and there's quite a few of us here on YouTube that do this, and we have a great time with it. And it's a great community of people. Yes, he is sleeping. At least he's still breathing, so I guess he is still sleeping. He's not dead, which would seriously make me very sad. So I'm glad he's not dead. Ain't that right, Hank? That's Hank, by the way. Hank. Oh, he almost clicked something. I knew he would. Yeah, scoot over. There you go. Yeah, Candy, that's Hank. That is Hank, and I have another one around here named Arya, like the Game of Thrones character Arya. Because she is a little badass that don't take no shit off anybody. You got 7 for your birthday today. Awesome, Leslie. Happy birthday. Yes, this whole community is nothing but enablers. Well, thank you, Candy. I'm quite attached to him. He was a gift in 2019. I got him in February of 2019 as a gift from a Facebook group I was in, a diamond painting Facebook group. Um, it was actually more of a joke. It was in response to a joke comment that I left on a post in the group. And the whole thing in that group used to be, you know, watch what you say in the comments because you never know if it's going to come true or not. And I said something as a joke and it ended up coming true. And somebody showed up at my house one night after I got off of work with a cat and said, "Here, courtesy of the group." And that's how I got Hank. There's Arya. Hey. Hey, Arya. Hey, baby. Come here. Hi, Hank. Come here, Arya. Oh, goodness. Oh, I know. Here. I know. Get up here. There you are. She's not a good camera cat. Dreamer, it was it was I was dating this girl in North Dakota at the time when I was living up there. She lived locally, and I got her into diamond painting. I bought her a couple, and I got her into the group. And they coordinated with her um, behind my back. I didn't know anything about it. And they coordinated with her. And so one day I got home from work and I was sitting there diamond painting. And I get a notification on my phone that my girlfriend is live in the group. Of course, someone like, why is she live in the group? You know, she hardly ever spoke in there that I knew of. She was just kind of new into diamond painting and just never really got onto Facebook much to do much of anything. And so it kind of was odd that she was live in the group. And so I opened it up and joined the live to see what she was going on. And I look up and I'm like, that looks familiar wherever she's at. But I'm thinking, okay, well, she lives around here somewhere. And I looked again. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the hallway to my apartment. She sees me. She sees me at the same time, and she says, "Hey, I see you watching. Come open your door." So I got up and went to open the door, and then next thing you know, I've got a Hank being shoved in my face, going, "Here, courtesy of the ladies from the group. He doesn't like long car rides." Or no, she goes, "Here, his name is Hank. He doesn't like car rides. Courtesy of the ladies in the group." And that's how I got Hank. No, he was 3 years old when I got him, Maddie. He was a rescue from the local shelter. He was, according to the paperwork that I got with him from the shelter, was he was picked up by animal control as a stray in a town north of Grand Forks, North Dakota, called Manville. He was picked up as a stray in Manville. They don't know a background or a history on him at all. He was kind of skittish when I got him, but he wasn't scared like a feral cat would be. Like, you could pet him and you could pick him up, but on his terms type thing. So he obviously had some human contact before, but after about a week of having him, he came out of his shell, and he's been this Hank ever since. No, that group disbanded. The woman who ran the group turned out she was actually using the group as her own personal business and trying to front it as charity and that kind of thing. Yeah, and no, she shut down. Everybody figured out she was onto her game. They actually, I've always usually called it the group that shall not be named, because I was told shortly after I started my channel that I had angered them and upset them, and they kicked me out of the group and told me that I was not allowed to mention that group in any of my videos ever again, or there would be legal ramifications. And I'm like, really? You can't, unless you're a business owner and your group is part of your business, you can't like keep people from mentioning your Facebook group name on a YouTube channel. You know, sorry about your luck. I really do not know how much Hank weighs. He's a chunky little guy, but he's not like fat. But he's, average size for a mature male cat. Welcome back, Candy. I mean, he might be a little overweight, but I don't think he is. How much do you weigh, Hank? I don't even know how to weigh you, because my bathroom scale that I have will not pick up the weight Like I can turn it on and then set him down on it. It won't pick up the weight. Here, hold on a second. Here, come here, Hank. I know you want to get up. You don't want to get up. Oh, geez, you're heavy. You're not really that heavy, but come here. We're going to find something out here. All right. We're going to see if this will work. Okay, hold on, buddy. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Clear. Okay, 0 pounds. Let's see, Hank. Hop on there. Stand still, buddy. Yeah, it's not even picking up his weight. I have to stand on the scale with him. Okay, let's see. Really? Have I lost that damn much weight? Cool. Oh, wow. I have lost 20 pounds in the last couple of years. Okay, cool. Well, that can't be right. Because that's a different number than what I did have. A lower number. Okay, according to that scale, I'm 6 point some pounds heavier while holding Hank. Yeah, I weighed myself and I was 130, which is kind of odd because I was expecting 150. Because last time I actually weighed myself, I was 150. So I've lost 20 pounds somewhere along the way. And then I weighed myself holding Hank and it came out to 136. So, hello, Chantel. So I'm guessing Hank is 6 pounds, roughly roundabout. How do doctors do it? Like, if I take him to the vet, how does the vet weigh him? Do they have a special kitty cat scales or something? I am doing good, Chantel. Doing great. I'm guessing it's some kind of like a cradle thing where it's like a strap that goes under him and he hangs in it and they're able to weigh him that way. That's the only way I could think of. Yeah, he's not a big boy. He just looks big on camera, but he's really not that. He just looks stocky built, but I think it's mostly fur. Because when I gave him a bath the other day, he looked like a drowned rat. He's actually got a little body underneath all of that fur. Really, Hank? There you go, knocking stuff off the desk. He knocked my mic off the desk, y'all. Hold on a second. There we go. Now you need to get away from there. Somebody shared a meme in one of my chat groups I'm in, and it said, if the world was flat, cats would have already knocked everything off the side. And I fully agree that Hank would be responsible for 86.3% of that stuff that went over the side. Hank, leave it alone, buddy. Why are you attacking the camera or the mic tripod, weirdo? Yeah, I could see him having like a little thing. It's like an arm that comes out, and then would have like some like straps underneath, like they do, like when they weigh really large obese people in hospitals and nursing homes and stuff. It's kind of like a hanging scale that they can just hang them in. I think they call it a cradle scale. Y'all, I can't wait till I get my new Firefly tray. Oh, it's going to be so nice. Of course, there's going to be an unboxing. Yes, there will be an unboxing because I want to show it off. Oh, my first Firefly video did really good, so if I do another one, maybe it'll do really good again. And I'm always glad to help Matt and Emily. They are wonderful people. If you haven't gone to check out fireflyda.com, also Firefly Diamond Art on Facebook is their group. Definitely go check it out. They are wonderful, wonderful people. I am so glad to be able to do anything I can to help them out by showing off their product or using it or buying it because, I just think they're great folks. And I think if you get to know them, y'all will think so too. The fire tray. I guess I need to go check it out. I haven't seen a fire tray. No, they have their tray that matches my guitar, and I just absolutely love it. I mean, it was just kind of funny because I just made a post that said, I'm kind of undecided on what color to get. They have one called Blue Rose Red that starts out as a blue, and then as you move it, it changes color to like a rose red, or it's like almost a reddish violet. And I really like that color. But then they had another one. It's called um, Translucent Galaxy was the name of it. And it was just this really cool looking tray. And I was like, I like that one. And I couldn't make up my mind which one I wanted. And so I posted in the Firefly group. I'm like, I can't decide which one I want. And Emily posted, or this. And then she posted a picture of a tray. And as she moved it, it changed color from blue to kind of a purple. And I was like, oh, wow. So the blue rose red matches my guitar. And I sent a picture of, or a small short video of my guitar and how as you move back and forth across it, it goes from blue to purple. And she goes, oh, no, that's our new color, blue, purple, black. And I was like, oh, yes, please. And so she went and added that color onto the website so that I could order my tray. Oh, I gotta go check that out, Dreamer. Let me go take a look. Let me go look. The fire. Oh, the orange red, the number 12. Oh, that is pretty. You know what? That's not a bad deal either. That number 6, y'all, somebody ought to jump on that. If you go to Firefly DA, they have the Flint tray in peacock blue, 3 trays, 2 lids for $16. Now they are they're oops trays, but they're not so badly oops that they can't be used and they'll still function properly. They just may have a cosmetic defect here or there. So that's why they sell them cheaper. But they're still perfectly good working trays. I personally use the Flint X. And if y'all have not checked out my video, I have the video of the Flint X. Comes in 2 trays, 1 lid. 2 trays and 1 lid. They stack, so you're not losing your trays. And you're not spilling your drills out of the tray when you dump them down towards the spout until you open this little flip switch right here on the front, like that, and then you can open. Then it opens up your spout. So it's just the most convenient little tray. It's a good little set for $25. You get, I think it was 25 total with taxes and stuff. You get 2 trays and a lid that stack. This is the rainbow, by the way. Is the color option on this one. They also have the translucent galaxy color, which is actually more rainbow than this one is. At least that's the way it looks to me in the pictures. So. And they'll even customize your lid for you for a couple extra bucks, I think. Add some customization to your lid or to the side of the tray. They'll put your name on the side, wherever, or down here on the side or whatever. They can put a multicolored design on your lid that's raised up off the top of your lid. Extra, that kind of stuff. So they can do all kinds of neat stuff for you. Excuse me, Hank. No, Diane, they're not. They are not expensive at all. Like I said, this 2 tray set, and to give you an idea, I've still got my Archer's tray over here. If you've ever used an Archer's tray, it's roughly the same size as the Archer's tray. It's a little shorter, not as tall. And this tray area itself has a little less space in the tray, but that's because they have the trash drill tray here area, and it also has I'll use it with my regular pen. It also has the pen holder there, so you can hold your pen. And the Flint X starter set is what this is called, Flint X. It says it on the bottom of every tray. They put the tray name. This is the Flint X starter set, and it's $22, $25, something like that, for the 2 trays and 1 lid. On Diane, it's Firefly Diamond Art on Facebook is the Facebook group where they do all of their oops sales and stuff like that, and they announce their specials. They do a lot of giveaways. The website is fireflyda.com. They do have about a 4-week lead time right now on trays because they do have that many orders out right now, or that many orders to do. And they just went on vacation from the 1st to the 9th. So they just got back from vacation. But they have about a 4-week lead time right now from the time you order to the time it ships. So just know that when you're ordering, don't expect it right away. They make it when you order it. But Matt and Emily are great people, and if there's anything wrong whatsoever with what you got, they will take care of that for you, make it right. I love doing business with them. They are some of the best people in the world that I know. Oh, you're welcome, Diane. Like I said before, I will do anything in the world to help Matt and Emily out. They're wonderful people. Today in the group, it was so funny. Today somebody said, I got an idea, because a lot of times when I'm multi-placing, I go like this and then I go like this. And it would be nice to have a tray that has half of the tray with lines facing 90 degrees to the others, with grooves facing 90 degrees to the others. I'm going to tell y'all, it wasn't even an hour, and either Matt or Emily, one of them, had already come up with the design and showed the computer graphic of the design that they'd come up with for something like that. I was like, wow, they take feedback from their customers so well. They really do. The only issue I see with that is basically what they want is they want grooves that run this way and also grooves that run this way in the same tray. So make half the tray grooves that run this way. And the only problem I see with that is when you shake the tray back and forth like this to line the drills up in the tray, you have to shake it opposite the direction that the grooves run. Because if I was to shake this tray like this, you're not lining anything up in there. At least hardly not at all. It's a lot harder. Whereas if you shake it across side to side like this, they line up in there the way they're supposed to. And so no, they're not only on Facebook, Diane. They have their Facebook group, but it's a good idea to go join there, because like I said, they do lots of, like right now they're doing oops sales where they put up a bunch of ones that have like little cosmetic problems or whatever, and they're really reduced price, and you can just go into each one that you want and write me please. And if your comment is the one chosen to buy it, then you get to buy it for the price that they have it up there for. So they do a lot of that, and they do a lot of giveaways. So it's a good idea to join their Facebook group on Firefly Diamond Art, but their website is fireflyda, fireflyda.com. So it's just like Firefly, but then instead of Diamond Art, it's just DA, Firefly DA. There you go. They have tons and tons and tons of different designs. I want to get my hands on one of the Switch Travelers. Those are nice. I can't really afford that one right now, though. But that Switch Traveler is awesome. If you're on the go and you're going to travel with your diamond painting, that's the tray to have, or the trays to have. Oh, you're very welcome. Also, y'all, I plan on, I think J Rob said in September is when she is going to open up applications for registration for next year's Great Lakes Escape Retreat. And I am going to register for that because I want to go to a retreat next year. So I'm going to try to go to J Rob's retreat. I call it J Rob's retreat, but she's only one of the committee members. You know what, Dreamer? It's kind of worth it. You know, for everything that you're getting, you get the swag bag, you get all of the little crafting classes they do for different things. You get to actually meet all of these people that you've only talked to on YouTube or on Facebook. You know, so to me that would be worth it for the whole thing. Plus, you have access directly to the vendors. Like you get to buy it directly from their hand instead of having to order it and wait. You get the hotel room for however many nights. You get all of the meals are paid for. So, you know, to me, that's just worth it. For Firefly, Maddie? Oh, not much at all. Depends on where you live. I mean, not for sure. I can tell you in a minute. I can tell you in just a minute how much I paid for shipping to Alabama on one tray. Wasn't much. Pretty sure I have an account. Maybe I didn't do it through. Oh, I bet I did it through my other email address. Hold on here. It would have been just before July 4th, or just before July 1st, actually. Wow, it's gone back a ways already. Oh, there it is. Um, I paid $4.20 for shipping to Alabama for one tray, and the tray cost me 26.99. Um, so yeah, it's not a ton for shipping. Yeah, if you can afford it, dreamer. I mean, can I actually afford it? No, not right now. I can't. But because it's just a deposit and then you have to make two more payments before June to pay it off, I can do that. I can manage to save enough to do those other payments. So I can fit it into the budget. Could I actually afford to spend the $600 it's going to cost to go to the retreat? Probably not. I could probably use that $600 elsewhere, even over the amount of time that I'm going to be, you know, saving up. I could be using that money for other things, but it's something I want to do. I've been wanting to go since the first one, but I just never been able to. Now I actually have a chance to next year. So, and things are looking better on my end financially now, that enough that I can look forward enough to say, okay, I'm going to make these plans and do this. Well, yeah, and if y'all don't already know, I do have merch. I do. And I have Arya and Hank knocking things off my desk. Uh, and we go down. I have merch. I sell all kinds of things. There's something there for everybody. You can get my logo on things, or you can get a cool picture of Hank from the Hank Custom, the same picture I used for the Hank Custom, done on t-shirts and overnight bags and totes and tumblers and stickers, hoodies, tons, mugs. I can't remember all the things that I have up there on the site right now, but yeah, have a lot of things. And I also have a Patreon where I show off all of the other things that I do besides diamond painting. Right now, I'm going through a series of rock tumbling uh, videos, which I need to make the final one because I'm 3 weeks late making it. I've been uploading one a week, but the past couple weeks I haven't uploaded anything on my Patreon because I've just been so busy with work. So I need to go take those rocks out of the tumbler and make the video and show them coming out of the tumbler for the final stage where they're nice and shiny. But I haven't got to that point yet. But then after that, I might clear off this other desk and might build a model and film that, or I'll do a day at work with me, or just one of the many, many other things that I do. I may end up, I don't know. Huh, good question. I may film my birthday hike that I do on the Appalachian Trail. I may film parts of that for my Patreon as well. But I'm already thinking about filming it anyway for um, my other YouTube channel, Dave's Backpacking Adventures. I have a YouTube channel over there, which seriously needs to be uploaded on. I have got footage from like 4 trips that need to be edited together and uploaded over there that I haven't even gotten to yet. So, yeah, I'm behind. But yeah, that's my Patreon. It's called Diamond Dave Does Stuff, which is other stuff besides diamond painting. I may do some gaming. I may do some models. I may do some cross stitch, other stuff. Rock hemp. Right now, like I said, I'm doing rock tumbling. I may actually film a rock hounding trip where I go out and actually find the rocks to tumble. Okay, my other channel is let me go find it. There I am. Look at that. I'm subscribed to my own channel. Um, that is my other YouTube channel that really seriously needs some updating because it has, I think the last thing I put up there was like a year ago when I went on Talladega National Forest with my buddy Jordan. Thank you. Thank y'all. I'm not really like, I am taking that channel seriously, but I'm not type of thing. Like that's one of my like side projects that I work on when I have time to work on it. I'm not really trying to build it up big yet. Um, Eventually I would like to, but the whole reason I created it was because I was supposed to be right now, if my plans had held out the way had them, um, I was supposed to be on the Appalachian Trail right now, and I would probably be somewhere up in the Northeast. I would have started in Georgia in March. I was supposed to leave on March 20th and start in Georgia at Springer Mountain and start hiking north. And I was probably would have been somewhere around, I'm thinking New York, Western New York by now. Is where I would have been, maybe even a little farther north, maybe up into the Whites in New Hampshire by this point. But I'm kind of a slow hiker, so maybe I would have only made it to about Pennsylvania, that halfway point in Pennsylvania by now, which is kind of a little bit late to be getting to the halfway point. So I probably would be farther than that. But I was hoping to be able to celebrate my 50th birthday on the Appalachian Trail during a thru hike. And I was going to document the whole thing on that channel. And that was the purpose of that channel. And I had the savings built up for it. I had 10,000 in savings, and I had all the gear already. And I was just doing little workup hikes throughout the year last year to try to get myself ready to go for that long 6-month hike. And things didn't work out financially on this end because I went through a breakup and the person that had my second income in the house left and went her own way. So I was back down to my income only, and it wasn't enough to support myself, and I ended up having to go through my savings to live. And so I had to put my plans to hike the Appalachian Trail on hold. Eventually, I will still do it. I'm determined that I'm going to save enough money, and I'm going to get 6 months of leave of absence from my job, and I am going to go hike that trail from beginning to end. That is one of my life goal bucket lists, and I'm determined that I'm going to do it. I was supposed to be on it right now, and I'm not. And it kind of is, it upsets me. I mean, it really does. I was really looking forward to it. But I have since been to the Smokies. In fact, I've only got a couple of small, short sections of the Smokies to do on the Appalachian Trail, and I've done the entire Appalachian Trail section of the Smoky Mountains. So I did that over last summer and last fall. And so what I want to do for my birthday next month, a month from tomorrow, I want to go to Springer Mountain in Georgia, where the southern terminus of the Appalachian Trail is. And I want to hike from there to what's called Neal's Gap. It's a pretty easy 4-day hike. Can easily be done in 4 days, and that's taking your time, which I don't want to get rushed. I want to take time to enjoy it. No, I'm not a Virgo. I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo. I'm before the 21st. Which day in August, Diane? Which day is your birthday? All of us birthday people. August 30th. Oh, you're right at the end of the month. You're barely in August. There's a lot of us August babies out here. I'm telling you. Our parents were getting busy in the holidays. What I always joke about is like, yeah, I know what my parents did on holiday vacation 1972. And in case none of y'all knew, all right, you remember Amber that was here with me for almost a couple of years. She has moved on in her life. We're still friends. She does come by and take care of the cats when I do my hiking trips and all. So there's no animosity there, at least between her and I. We're still friends. She is pregnant. I can't remember when she said she's due. I think she's due in October. I want to say I think it's October. I I can't remember. I may be wrong, but she is pregnant with a little boy. No, it is not mine. I'm happy for her. She seems happy about it. So I'm happy for her. No, that's the funny thing, Diane. The weirdest thing about me is I don't have any exes that I don't talk to and that I haven't maintained a friendship with afterwards. It's weird. Like all of my exes are on my Facebook as friends, and all of them have commented on stuff I post, and all of them I still comment back to, and I'm still maintain friends with on Facebook. It's weird. Maybe everybody thinks that that's weird, but not me. I mean, I don't really have any exes that I hate. The only one that I don't have very much contact with anymore is my ex-wife. And the sad part is we stayed very good friends after we split up. I mean, it took a little bit. It wasn't a friendly breakup. It wasn't a friendly divorce at all. But we moved past that and we stayed friends and stayed being, I could go there and visit whenever I wanted to with my kids and everything and growing up. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad relationship when we weren't married. And her man that she's with, that she got with after me, is ruining all of that and won't allow us to even speak to one another because he's so insanely jealous and controlling and completely delusional. And he swears up and down that her and I hooked up at our son's wedding, which we did not. And he swears up and down that he saw us together and that he saw me slap her on the butt when she got out of the car after she got home from the son's wedding. I wasn't even in the car with her when she got home from our son's wedding. I was still at the wedding. But he's so delusional. He believes what he believes, and he won't allow us to communicate. Oh, good night, Maddie. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Dreamer, that was something I was prepared for. I mean, to be honest with you, I had enough, to hike the Appalachian Trail, it takes roughly $6,000 to $8,000 to hike the trail. That's resupplying your food along the way, ever so often staying in a hostel along the way, to get off trail for a day or so and take a zero day, what they call a 0 day. You stay in a hostel. That's where you can wash your clothes, take a shower, sleep in a real bed. You do that ever so often along the way. And those aren't expensive. Like hostels, some of those hostels are like $25-$30 a night, and you only stay usually one night, maybe two. And there's kind of like a group bunk house type thing where you pay for a bunk and you're allowed to, they'll feed you and they'll let you do your laundry and take showers and all that while you're there. And they'll take you into town. Like if you need to go into town to go get food resupply, a lot of times they'll shuttle you into town and then they'll shuttle you back to the trailhead where you can get back on the trail when you get ready to leave. So, I mean, you get all of that for like that $25-$30. That's not a bad deal. So you don't spend a lot on that kind of stuff, but your food resupply, maybe have to replace some gear along the way. You're going to look at anywhere from like $6,000 to $8,000. I had $10,000 saved. So I would have had to give up my apartment, but I would have had the money extra to be able to pay the rent and deposit on a new one when I got back. So I kind of had it all figured out. I was going to put all my stuff in storage, and the hike, actually, I was going to give it 6 months to do it, but most people do it in like 4.5, 4.5 to 5, because when you start in March, you're actually kind of starting on the early end. Well, no, starting in February is starting on the early end, because then it's still got snow on the ground in like through the Smokies and that kind of area, and it's still cold, and I didn't want to hike in the cold, so most people start in March, like mid-March, and those that start in mid-March usually end up finishing somewhere in late August, early September in Maine. Is usually about the time frame that it takes to get up there. But you always leave yourself about 6 months to do it in, because you have to have it done by like late September, early October, because that's when the first snow hits up in Maine at Mount Katahdin. And once that first snow hits, they close off that state park, and you can't summit Katahdin to finish the trail. So you want to get up there by late August, early September, before the first snow hits up there. So a lot of those people that started in March are somewhere up around, like Pennsylvania, because it goes up through Pennsylvania and then cuts across a little bit of the northwest corner of New Jersey, and then cuts up through New York on the west side, like west of New York City. But from the top of some of the mountains, you can actually see the city skyline way off in the distance. So you're not real super far from New York City. And then it goes up into, I think it actually cuts a little bit into Connecticut, and then into Massachusetts, and then it goes up into Vermont, New Hampshire, and then up into Maine, and ends in Maine. And one of the toughest trail sections is actually through New Hampshire, and that's the Whites and the Presidentials. They call it the Presidentials. You got Mount Washington, Mount Jackson, Mount Baker, Mount, it's all like all them early presidents. They have a mountain named after them. That's kind of one of the toughest parts of the trail, is going through the Whites. And you definitely want to get through there early in the season, because Mount Washington has some of the most extreme weather in the United States. It holds the record for one of the coldest temperatures ever recorded in the United States. It was like minus 120 on top of that mountain. It's like the world's record lowest wind chill. It's like minus 120. They have some of the highest recorded wind speeds on Earth at the top of Mount Washington. I would I would probably let like Amber take care of them while I'm gone for that time. That was the original plan, was she was going to take the cats. Well, the original plan was we weren't breaking up, and she was staying here, and she was going to stay here and take care of the house, cats, and everything else. And I was going to pay ahead on the rent so that it was paid for the whole time I was gone. And then she was still working, so she'd been able to pay like the electric bill and that sort of thing. So that was the original plan. But then once her and I broke up and she moved out, she took her income with her, and I ended up having to use my savings just to be able to live. So, but originally, before I got to that point, I was planning on still going, and I was just going to have to give the apartment up for 6 months and then come back get another one. Or I was going to let Paul come down and pay the rent on it while I was gone, and he could use it while I was gone to stay here while he does Uber and stuff. That was going to be part of it too. And if that would have happened, I wouldn't even have had to get storage because but I still plan on doing it one day. It may not be soon, but it's going to happen. Before I am too old to be able to make that kind of a walk, I'm going to do it. And it may be some time before I'm too old to make that kind of a walk because 2 years ago in 2021, the oldest person to ever do the Appalachian Trail did it in 2021. He was 82 years old. His trail name is Nimble Nomad. 82 years old, and he looks like the old man of the mountain. And he did from Springer Mountain, Georgia, all the way to Katahdin in Maine. I actually can go meet him, and I was actually thinking about doing that hike for my birthday instead of going to Georgia. Is I can go down here to Alabama, and there's a trail here in Alabama called the Pinhoti Trail that runs from Flag Mountain here in Alabama, that runs all the way up into western North Carolina. It's called the Pinhoti. And I was thinking about doing a section of that for my birthday and starting out at Flag Mountain. And Nimble Nomad is actually the caretaker of the lookout tower and building there at Flag Mountain. And you get a chance to meet him if you go there because he'll be there doing whatever he does. And I thought that'd be really cool to meet a legend in the hiking world. This man has hiked every trail that you can think of in the U.S., including several coast-to-coast hikes. He's done it all, and he's 82 years old and 84 now, and he completed the Appalachian Trail again for his third time back in 2021 at 82. So that gives me hope that I still have plenty of life ahead of me to do it because right now I don't have any that I know of. I don't have any medical problems. So if I keep myself in shape and I stay out there in the trails and keep hiking and keep staying active, maybe I won't have any medical problems. Ashley, hello. You just got your internet back on. Awesome. It's been a long day without internet for you because that was quite some time ago that you said that your internet was off. Oh, so you didn't need to go storm chasing. The storms came to you. Hank, does my desk look like a bathtub? Hmm? Hmm? Does my Does my desk look like your bathtub? Does it? Does it? Oh, 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 oh. I got the licky spot. Oh, I got the licky spot. All I got to do is scratch that spot right there, and he starts licking my hand or licking my arm, whatever he can, until I stop scratching. As soon as I stop scratching, he stops licking. Oh, he's not stopping licking this time. Oh. All right. All right, your little sandpaper tongue. Hey, no, 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 no teeth. No. I don't mind the tongue, but the teeth hurt. I guess it's just instinct for them when they're licking and cleaning themselves, how they do that little bite thing on Hank. How they do that like little bite thing to get whatever it is off of them. And he was trying to do that to my arm while he was licking it. Hi, buddy. You're a mess, Hank. You're such a mess. You're such a mess. You really are. Oh. Really? Are we done? Okay, we're done. All right. What, now you're going to sit and stare at me? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, giving him a massage. He loves that for whatever reason. That's ever since I've had him. It's just Hank and who he is. When I scratch him at the base of his tail like that, he just starts licking whatever he can find, whether it be his own paw, or whether it be my hand or my arm, or whatever he can find at the moment to lick. He will start licking it. When you scratch that spot on his at the base of his tail, I call it the licky spot because that's just what it causes. It causes him to start licking everything. Him's a good boy. Nope, it's not. Not till 11. 11 our time. We still got an hour. Don't we, buddy? We got an hour. Yep. We got another whole hour. I should have had this section done. You know, I honestly, with as much time as I've had this painting kitted up, I should be all the way up to here by now at least. I just haven't had, I haven't worked on it. I said I come home from work, I sit down, I call some customers, I get some scheduling done, I grab something to eat, and then I normally just pass out in my chair watching YouTube. And then Hank is usually sprawled out across this anyway, and I can't get him to move out of the way anyway, so I don't get to work on it. And if I put him on the floor, he jumps right back up here. He's playing the floor is lava game down there. Or at least, in this case, it's not the floor is lava, the carpet is lava. He will bounce with barely touching his feet to the ground till he gets to a hard surface that isn't carpet. No, only East Coast is 11 o'clock. I'm on Central, so I'm an hour behind East Coast. It's only 10 o'clock here. I mean, he wouldn't hesitate if I got up and said the magic words and got up and started heading to the kitchen. He would be literally right behind me and under my feet by the time I got there. Arya, on the other hand, I give Hank his, and while he's standing there eating his, I have to come in. I have to put Arya's down on the floor for her, and then I have to come in and pick her up and carry her to hers because she is that much of a little diva, and she is too good. She's too good to even get up and walk out there to eat hers. She has to be carried out there too. She will sit there and watch me put it on the floor and sit there and watch me while I call her to come to it, and she will not budge. She'll just watch me like, okay, well, you know what you got to do. And if I don't pick her up and carry her to it, Hank will eat hers. So I've got to have her eat hers, or not Hank will have it, and then she won't have any. Yeah, that's what he wants, Ashley. That's exactly what he wants. That's what he wants. But it's not time yet. Nope, it's not time yet. Nope. I don't care what your tail says. It's not time yet. No, it's not. I don't want him to get used to getting it early, though. That's the thing. He will get used to getting it early, and then 10 o'clock becomes the new time because he won't quit bugging me until I give it to him. Boop. Oh, I got it. Mm-hmm. Where's my tweezers? Where's my tweezers, Hank? Where'd you have my tweezers at, buddy? Okay, okay. Is that what you want? You want good food? Hmm? You want good food? Come on. Let's go get it. Come on. No, this is flavor you don't like, but that's what you're going to eat tonight. Sorry. Arya. Come get your good food now. Come on, let's go. Come on. All right. All right, there we go. They both got good food now. You're all happy. Hey, I don't have a Hank here now. Y'all, this painting is a lot of color blocking. A lot, a lot, a lot. The only thing that I don't like about Temu is there is no choice. Like, there's no size choice. There's no choice between round or square. It's just everything up there is 30 by 40 and round. That's the only thing I really think that's going to keep me from using Temu a lot for diamond painting, to be honest with you. I might find other stuff there that I like and might want to use, but as far as diamond painting goes, there's not a whole lot there that appeals to me because of the size. There's no size choice. There's no round or square choice. Where at AliExpress, most sellers you go to, you can choose round or square, and they've got it in tons of sizes. So if I look at that picture and I go, there's just no way that's going to look good in a 40 by 50 or a 30 by 40, I can go, sometimes a lot of those, I can go as high as like 120 by 80, which is huge. But if I had to do it, I could. And that's why I prefer AliExpress over Temu. But like this image here, um, they do have some that look good in 30 by 40. Um, you just have to be good at knowing what's going to look good at a small size and what isn't. It kind of takes a trained eye to look at it and go, oh. And that's the one thing that I'm trying to get through to so many people on that beginners group that I'm in, that these people, all they do is order from Temu, and they're ordering like a haul a week off Temu. And they're all these 30 by 40s. And then they finish it and they post the picture in the group and they're like, I don't like the way it looks. And every single one of those posts, at least some person, and I know myself included, say it's too detailed for that small of a picture. And you would think people would figure that out by now and not get their hopes up when they see this like really detailed picture of a pirate ship and it's only in 30 by 40. You're not going to get the finished image that you think you are. And then you're going to be disappointed. Temu is not the only place in the world that sells diamond paintings. Did Royal completely shut down? Really? Oh no. Well, she was having a lot of health problems. And that's kind of why they got out of doing the pre-done images, because her health problems were really preventing a lot of the time she could spend putting the kits together. And that's why she switched to doing only customs. But I'm pretty sure she was such a niche market for those customs because all she offered was super size and humongous for sizes. I mean, you could get a smaller custom done if you wanted, and it would be max color, but most of her bread and butter was the big paintings with Max Colors, and so there probably just wasn't a whole lot of reach for that because her big paintings were running in the $250, $300 range for the biggest ones, and there's not today's day and age. There's not a lot of people that can afford to pay that for one diamond painting, especially not with inflation and the economy the way it is right now. And I feel bad for her because she really was top of the line in customer service, and the images look awesome. I found out today, well, not today, but I just found out recently. I'm really staticky. I don't know why I'm really staticky. I shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know. Let me unmute. How about now? Is that better?